Dosage drip rates. Here's the example. A client has a prescription for 10 milliequivalent of potassium chloride in 1,000 milliliters of D5W to run over 8 hours with a drip factor of 15 drops per milliliter. The nurse sets the infusion rate to be how many drops per minute? Record your answer, rounding to the nearest whole number. The first thing we should look at is, well, what is the goal? The goal in the end for our ratio, our fraction at the end, is to have drops on top per minute. So keeping that in mind, that can help us with our units when we're trying to convert. Information that's given to us, we know that we have 1,000 milliliters of D5W to run over 8 hours with a drip factor of 15 drops per milliliter. If we use that, then we can determine how many drops for those 8 hours. Also, that's going to eliminate the units of milliliters. So when we take our 1,000 times 15, we will have 15,000 drops. Now, we have our drops, but remember, we want to be in minutes. So what we've been given is hours. What we can do is we can take our 8 hours. Let's convert that into minutes. We know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So our hours units will be gone, and we can take our 8 times 60 to tell us how many minutes we have in our 8 hours. All right, and then our final step then is, now that we know 8 hours is 480 minutes, we actually want to know how many drops for 1 minute. So the last step then is to go ahead and take our two numbers and divide them out. So we're going to take our 15,000 drops and then divide it by our 480 minutes, because we want to know how many drops for 1 minute. So let's take that 15,000 and divide it by 480. And that number is 31.25. Now, as a reminder, in the instructions, it did tell us that we're rounding to the nearest whole number. So if we were going to round 31.25, that number, the nearest whole number is 31. And then we have drops per minute as our unit.